YouTube.
What's up?
What's up, y'all?
Here we are, the dynamic trio, the spectacular trio.
The money
Andy,
maker.
BJ, welcome back to the daily football perspective. How you guys doing today?
Good, bud.
Wonderful. How are
Great.
you doing, Luke?
Doing okay. It's like Christmas, boys. First day of the actual season. You guys, this lineup set so far?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got a couple in so far. I'm gonna wait till Saturday to really
really
dive
dig in.
into it.
Well,
Um,
injury, you just never know.
You never
Gus
know.
Edwards.
Let's
Yeah.
dig into some just news and we'll call it rumors going around the NFL today. Big news, solidified fact: Gus Edwards ACL tear. That whole Ravens backfield, the three running backs, a good trio of running backs, all
Yep.
season-ending injuries. That's just bad luck. Where do you guys think they go from there?
I think you got to pick up Latavius Murray, or at least reach out to him.
Yeah.
They're running out of options.
I mean, you got Tyson Williams. I've never even heard of that guy, but I picked him up on the waiver wire, so we'll see what
Praying for that one. Yeah, it's just you don't know with this. It's too hard to guess. Latavius seems like the obvious pick, but the fact of the matter is no one knows. So no facts. Another big rumor out there that's not a solidified fact is the DeAndre Swift stuff. I'm not really going to get too far into it. I'm going to let everyone do their Reddit and Twitter research themselves. I just want everyone to know nothing's been proven yet, but the rumors are swirling out of Detroit. We were all discussing it via text message earlier, and it's kind of crazy out there. That catch you off guard, boys?
Yeah, it did. I definitely did not expect that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of freaking out.
Who knows if it's true or not? I wouldn't read too much into it. Maybe it's something to pay attention to, and if it keeps creeping back up. But as of right now, I ignore that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into this. You guys pumped for your fantasy football leagues this weekend?
Yep. All my lineups are set, ready to go.
Time, dude. It's back.
It's back,
back.
boys and girls, and I cannot wait to deep dive this daily fantasy football content with everyone. If you guys haven't hit that subscribe button, please do like the video, share the video. Helps us reach a bigger audience because we are here to help you win some money this weekend. Do you guys have any first words that you guys want to say to the audience before we get going? Andy, I'll start with you.
Yeah. Week one, daily fantasy sports. It's tough. You just really don't know who's going to stand out, who's going to perform, or even which defenses are good. It's really tough, but the entry for the million is only $3. So get a bunch in while you can.
BJ?
Just like Andy said, man, it's the first week. I mean, I feel like prime opportunity to actually win some money because you just don't know. You just gotta roll with your gut, pick the right guys, try to hopefully have the right guys in your bulk of your lineups, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Word of advice to people entering this $3 million maker, 3.5 NFL Sunday million. There are 1,388,888 different lineups going to be in this. So you have to be have to be unique. There are some deals on the table, and I'll dig into that when we get into it, but you have to be unique. And sometimes that's hard. I actually think the first week is your best opportunity to be unique. This contest has came out, kind of 3 or 4 weeks ago. You start putting your players in. A lot has happened since then. There's some bargains out there, and rotations aren't solidified yet. A lot of people are going to get playing time, especially at the early of the season. It's your chance to capitalize on some of these players who just, quite frankly, aren't priced right. So let's start with the quarterbacks of the week. I got the list up here. We're going to stick mostly to Fanduel today. We'll probably touch base on a little bit of DraftKings at the end. I haven't personally looked at DraftKings as much. I like playing Fanduel better, but if I see any bargains, I will kind of let you guys know at the end. BJ, start with you. What's your favorite Fanduel plays at the quarterback position of the week, and why are you feeling the way you feel?
You can't go wrong with Kyler Murray against Atlanta or whatever. You can't, or Tennessee. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I think Tennessee's defense has yet to really prove itself. Last year they kind of struggled, so I think he goes off. I think he's a big piece. If you look back at Josh Allen last year when they played Pittsburgh, I mean, he had a crazy game. Him and Stephon Diggs, man. And then my low key play for this week that I don't know why I like two quarterbacks would be, I'd say Jameis Winston, the price he's at. I think they're going to throw the ball. I think they're going to establish with Kamara, dish the ball to him a lot. And I'd say Fitzmagic, man. Fitzmagic loves the beginning. For some reason, that dude loves to put up points in the first half of the year. Then he kind of dies off. But we've seen that from him the last 2 years. Last year, I think he was in 2 or 3 winning lineups in the beginning for Miami.
So digging in, you said your first play of the week was Kyler Murray. I want to bring up the game right there. They have a 52.5 over-under. That's a pretty big spread. They're projected to get 24 points. That game could for sure turn into a shootout right off the gate. So you're going to want to have some sort of exposure to that. So I'm on there. Your other 2 picks of the week were Fitzmagic. I think I might have passed it. I just want to see what the over-under on that game is.
I don't think they expect them to score that high on that one, but
still 44.5. They're only a point less than what Kyler is, and you get Fitzmagic for what's his price?
It's cheap.
$6,600.
I think he's going to be low owned too.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. And your last pick was who? Jameis?
Jameis Winston, man. I think they're going to throw. I think he's going to throw it.
So Jameis is projected to score 23.25 points, and he is only. I mean, he's really cheap. I think
he's cheap too,
and he's only 6,700. So I think you have some pretty good picks right there. That's kind of other than Kyler, potentially low owned.
I like
Andrews or any quarterbacks, 2 or 3 that stick out to you. Maybe they're the same as BJ. That's okay. I just want to hear your opinion.
I agree with BJ on the Kyler Murray. I think he's going to be chalk, but I think it's a really good play.
Will you explain to the audience what chalk means?
Chalk is everybody's going to have him in their lineup. There's probably going to be, who knows, well over 100,000 lineups with Kyler Murray in it.
I could see up 40.
But if you pick one player different than everybody else, I mean, you win. So it's worth a shot. But a couple quarterbacks that stick out to me are Jimmy Garoppolo, which I don't think a lot of people are going to have against a terrible Detroit defense. What does it say there?
Maybe the
32nd.
worst.
Yeah. So I really don't think you can go wrong with a triple stack there with Jimmy Mostert and George Kittle. I think that'd be a really good, solid lineup.
Okay.
I also like Sam Darnold against his former team. A little revenge game there. Terrible defense. It's a good time for him to show off, see what he has. And I think he'll do it.
Mm-hmm. And I think something as listeners need to know is when we're saying terrible defense, this is all projection based off of last year and the assumption that they're going to be similar. Well, I guess we truly don't know. That's the only research we have right now. So that first week really is hard.
It's tough.
So yeah, I love both those picks. I'm definitely going to have all those guys in at least one lineup. I'm going to probably throw Jalen Hurts in a lineup because I think he has good running upside and can never go wrong with the great QB that's playing against someone that we expect to be like a tougher defense. For instance, like a Josh Allen versus Pittsburgh, because everyone's going to see right here that they're playing the second opposing defense in the NFL, and that's going to lower his ownership right there. And Josh Allen might be a quarterback that's really matchup proof, and everyone's going to be targeting these opponent ranks that are in the green, 31st, 29th, stuff like that. But you get a heck of a discount on, just ownership with some of these players if they're playing against a tougher defense. And like I just said, we really don't know how these defenses are going to be, especially week 1. So keep that in mind when you're making your lineups. Don't be afraid to throw some darts and just be contrarian to what other people are thinking.
Right.
Anybody have anything else to piggyback off that before we move to the running backs?
Say with your opinion about Jalen Hurts, I could really see Jalen Hurts being paired up and not stacked with anybody because he has that touchdown rushing ability.
Mm-hmm.
So you could stack him, and he gets you two rushing touchdowns. You don't even got to stack him with the receiver, So
yeah,
don't sleep on Aaron Rodgers either. That total in that game is over 50, so he's definitely going to throw some touchdowns.
Yeah, we'll bring up the over-unders. Anything that has a near 50-point over-under, there's going to be point score. I mean, look at the Buffalo Bills. They're projected 27.5 points. It's almost the highest on the slate. It actually might be the highest on the slate. Tennessee's projected a little higher. But you have someone that's that high scoring number, and he's going to be super low owned. The points have to come from somewhere. Vegas usually doesn't miss that much, and I just see kind of explosion. You have Kansas City projected 30. Mahomes will probably be chalky. Good. I think you need to throw him in one or two of your lineups to be safe.
You got to.
And I also like Baker this week because they're projected 25 points. I think that could be a score fest, especially if the Chiefs get out early and the Browns are playing from behind. They could really air it out against that prevent defense. Moving on, let's go into the running back position. There was a lot of value to be found in this just with the recent injuries and stuff. But is there anyone sticking out to you, Andy, that's just, too good to pass up, or you think the game script's just in their favor this week?
I have James Robinson in almost every single lineup because he's just so cheap. I think he's coming in at 5,900.
Yeah, I mean
you're going to get value there. He's all they have, so
he's going to be very, very chalky.
Yeah, but I think you have to have him. I think he's going to get the touchdown. He's going to get the goal line work. 32nd ranked defense. Yeah. Sign me up for James Robinson.
Someone that you could pivot off James Robinson sitting at the same price is Chase Edmonds. He's also 5,900. I think a Kyler Murray Chase Edmonds stack is very, very sneaky. It's going to be contrarian to probably the Kyler Murray DeAndre Hopkins stack that most people are going to roll with. Kyler Murray Chase Edmonds stack is a very, very sneaky tournament play. Chase Edmonds gets a lot of catches out of the backfield. And Fanduel is 0.5 PPR, half PPR. So do know that going in that we are chasing a little bit of upside with pass catching running backs. BJ, what about you, my friend?
Yeah, man, I think he's going to be chalk this week. I think a lot of people know James Robinson's going to get a lot of work, but Andy's not wrong. I could 100% see him being in the winning lineup, even if he's chalky. One that I'm looking at is Raheem Mostert, man. That Detroit defense is very iffy. And Raheem, he really does. He puts up some points last year when he was healthy. He was doing, 20-some Fanduel points a game when he was actually ready to go. So I could really see him. You got Mike Davis sitting there. I think Mike Davis is going to see a boatload of work. Boatload. I think my favorite play, though, is definitely Kamara. I think Alvin Kamara is my favorite play this week for running back. That Green Bay defense last year wasn't – it was kind of iffy up front. They got Alexander and everybody back there, but I feel like a couple weeks I picked against the Packers, a couple running backs, man, they scored me some points. So
yeah, I think Kamara's Green Bay's the way you beat Green Bay is definitely running the ball. They do have one of the best, if probably top 3 lockdown corners on the outside with Jair Alexander. I usually avoid wide receivers going against Jair Alexander because he seems to shut him down. But the yards are going to have to come from somewhere, and if Jair Alexander is out there locking down whoever the number 1 is, Callaway. Yeah. It has to come from somewhere. There's nowhere else it can come from. I like that a lot. Is there anybody else that you guys think we should touch base on? I just looking at this, Joe Mixon seems like a hell of a discount at 7,200. That's too cheap. The rumor is he's going to be the 3-down back. I know you guys are saying James Robinson's a must-have, but I see that discount on Joe Mixon. I'm like, sign me up. What do you guys think about that?
I love both running backs in that game, actually. I want to get some Dalvin Cook exposure as well. Mm-hmm. Cincinnati, just can't stop the run. So I look for him to have a big day.
I love it.
Go
I
ahead.
love it. Anybody else that you guys like?
I just love that 49ers triple stack with Garoppolo. You guys call me crazy, but I love it.
That is, I mean, I agree, Andy. I think I never, the thing is, though, that's how you can tell us if it's contrarian or not. I never even thought about that. I didn't even think about it stack with them. So that's unique.
It's definitely contrarian. How do you guys feel about the Cleveland Browns backfield this week? I think this might be a Kareem Hunt game where where the passing a lot. I think Kareem Hunt could be another kind of contrarian pick opposed to the chalky James Robinson. What do you guys feel
I'm definitely going to get some Kareem Hunt exposure for sure. I think you're exactly right. I think there's going to be a lot of dump off to Kareem Hunt on Sunday.
I mean, I got a double play with Kareem and Chubb mixed in both, just throw them both in there and create a lineup on that. Because, I mean, they're both going to get the touches. I could see them splitting evenly down. I don't know how it's going to work as last year with Chubb. I mean, at the very end, it looked like they were trying to get him a little bit of pass work there at the very end.
They for sure were. He was –
and he looked okay. I mean, he looked fine doing it. I thought
better than okay. I mean, he caught a couple screen passes and took it to the house. But yeah. I feel like they kind of try to work them both at the beginning of the season. They kind of have that one first down, second down rule with Chubb, and then they bring Kareem Hunt in for the pass rules just to keep them both healthy for as long as they can. And then they kind of unleash the beast in Nick Chubb. But we'll see. Who knows? I mean, that's all. Like I said, we're all predicting. No one really knows.
that is the problem.
All right, we're going to move to our wide receivers of the week. We kind of all live by the mindset of stacks mean everything, so we're always probably going to try to stack a QB and a wide receiver or a QB and a tight end. So obviously we're looking for stacks, and there's a lot of people on here that are going to be stacking with their best receiver. So I don't want to get to the nitty-gritty. I don't want to say Davante Adams because obviously he's going to need some exposure. Is there any, sleepers?
Yes.
All right. So what are we thinking?
I love stacking Devontae Smith with Jalen Hurts. If you scroll down there to 5,300,
wow,
I mean that is just way too cheap for.
That's going to be the cheapest they'll be all season.
A number one receiver. I mean, that is. Come on. I mean, that's a heck of a bargain. So yeah, I definitely think get him in your lineup too.
Atlanta is statistically the worst pass defense in the league. Obviously last year, but it's probably going to be similar. My contrarian pick of the week is actually going Rodgers, Randall Cobb opposed to Rodgers, Davante Adams. That Randall Cobb connection is real with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he put up wide receiver one numbers with Rodgers. This is by far the healthiest he's going to be all season, and you got to take advantage of that with older players. If they are the healthiest they're going to be, and you know that all season, play them those weeks because that's going to be their blow-up games. Same with the AJ Green. It's going to be the healthiest he is all season. So that's another sneaky pick. BJ, what kind of players are you looking at down here?
Man, I got a couple, man. I know people are going to avoid him. This is what I was thinking, though. I mean, I love Marquez Callaway. This whole year, I just love him. I think he's going to be a stud. I mean, that's the lowest right there, 5,200 you're going to see him at all season. I mean, he's their wide receiver one until further notice. If you don't like him, I know this sounds a little crazy, but little Jordan Humphrey, I think he's going to see a lot. I think he's going to be out there. He's going to see a lot of targets too. I think he's going to take over the third or second down or second receiver role in their offense. I mean, you got Smith that's out there. I guess he's their technically one or two guy, but he's been battling injuries and everything. But Lil Jordan, I mean, you got him at bare minimum price. He made the roster. He looked great in preseason, I thought. Then you got Corey Davis. You got Sterling Shepard. I like just target hogs. I mean, you don't even need a guy to score a touchdown. You can put your cheap receivers that are just they're going to get their targets in Corey Davis, and I think Marquez Callaway is going to be a target hog too. And 100% Sterling Shepard is going to be a target hog. I think you can pair all three of them together, and then you can put like a Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, and a James Robinson in the flex, and then go decent tight end. And then your defense can be whatever too. That's what I mean. I got a lineup that's kind of similar to that. So those are my guys that I'm really looking forward into now, especially Marquez Callaway. I think he's going to be contrarian just because everybody's going to avoid him because of Alexander.
Corey Davis is just way too cheap for 5,800. I mean, I would not be surprised to see him have 8 to 10 targets on Sunday. I mean, the connection was there in preseason.
That's a sneaky stack, probably lower owned. Marvin Jones as well. He's cheap as all get out. What we're trying to find, and Trevor Lawrence, we didn't really mention him in the QBs, but he's going to have a big week too against that Houston Texas defense. And instead of stacking Trevor Lawrence and DJ Chark, or Trevor Lawrence and LaVisca, which a lot of people are probably going to do, can always get this Marvin Jones. It's even cheaper than the others, and I'm calling it. I'm calling a Marvin Jones Jr. touchdown this week. That's kind of my prediction of the week. I think it's just going to happen. He always gets open. He's the sneakiest top 20 fantasy receiver every single year. He gets drafted in the 9th, 10th. Sometimes it doesn't get drafted round. And in these fantasy football drafts, it's just he's sneaky, man. So yeah, I think there's a lot of value this week. I mean, Robbie Anderson, 6,200. These beginning weeks are definitely the weeks to spend up on RBs, low on wide receivers, get those high upside plays, up on tight end, and go like middle of the road quarterback. I think that's what we're going to see in the championship lineup.
I agree.
Moving to tight end, I'm going to start us off here. Travis Kelce, Browns against tight ends. I've watched it every single game. As a Browns fan, lock it up, locked and loaded. Travis Kelce is going to find that damn end zone. I'm going to be sitting on my couch screaming pissed at my TV. But if you don't have the cash to spend up, is there anybody else that you guys are looking at?
Play of the week right here. My favorite, Austin Hooper, 5,100. He just got paid. They're going to want to show why they paid him. I think he scores a touchdown, and he's cheap.
Very cheap. High scoring game again.
Yeah.
Over under is the highest on the slate, 54.5. And yeah, the points have to come from somewhere.
I absolutely love that play for 5,100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Austin Hooper, I like him a lot. Can't go wrong with Travis Kelce. Can't go wrong with Kittle, I don't think. You can't go wrong with you can't go wrong with TJ Hawkinson, I don't think, this week. They're all going to be target hogs for. But honestly, my sleeper, I really like Dan Arnold this week. I'm even starting him in the first week. I like Dan Arnold, man.
I don't hate that play. I mean, all you see is reports of him and Sam Darnold's connection. How much is Dan Arnold? Oh, there he is.
He's right there. He's
4,500.
That's fair minimum.
Throw him in.
Yep, a contrarian pick that you can do that I think is going to be low owned too is I think Zach Ertz could be a sneaky play. And the reason why is I think they want to showcase what he can do to raise his trade value. I think the ultimate goal is to get him out of Philadelphia.
That's a good point.
And I think he catches 5 or 6 balls and a touchdown for 90 yards, and he's this cheap, the cheapest of what he's going to be all year. He's only 5,000. That's a heck of a deal. A lot of people will probably pick Goddard against the 29th opponent-ranked defense because they think Goddard's the guy. But I think Zach Ertz is going to be a sneaky pick that's contrarian to the others.
Most popular pick, Kyle Pitts for sure.
Yeah.
For 6, everybody's going to pick Kyle Pitts this week.
Mm-hmm. He's popular among NFL fans. Definitely going to be high-owned.
Yeah. I'll probably be fading him a lot.
Yeah, I'll probably have one. I have $27 in here. I'm going to make 9 lineups and see where it goes. All right. So we talked about our plays of the week, what we think's kind of good exposure and discounts. Out of the high-end guys, the highest of the high, these, 8 to 9,000 players, is there anyone that sticks out particularly to you guys?
Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Man, you can't go wrong with Christian McCaffrey, man, at all, ever. I mean, Dalvin Cook, Andy said that earlier. Another one that I really like, I like Justin Jefferson, man. I think he's going to be low owned this week. I don't know why I think that, but I really think that he definitely, my 2 touchdown calls this week for receiver, I think Justin Jefferson scores a touchdown, and I think that Marquez Callaway scores a touchdown, man. I really do.
Man,
I really do.
On that Marquez Callaway.
I am, man.
I do not like him especially this week.
I know a lot of people don't. That's why
is a monster. So touchdown calls of the week. I'm kind of just inserting this into our segment as we're talking right now. My 2 touchdown calls of the week are Marvin Jones Jr. and Travis Kelce. BJ is Marquez Callaway and Justin Jefferson. And Andrew, who are your 2 touchdown calls of the week? Any position?
Alvin Kamara for sure.
Okay.
And Travis Kelce.
Alvin Kamara and
are
Travis
my 2
Kelce.
touchdown picks. Yep.
All right, going high owned or
Yes.
high value. Defenses. This is a hard one, boys and girls.
I just fit in whatever
I know,
have
man. A
left.
lot of times you can just fit in. I really love the discount that you're getting on the Houston Texans against a rookie QB. That's a sneaky pick. That's going to be low.
It is.
And
Bills. Their Steelers' offensive line is horrible. I think it's a really good sneaky pick.
Bills is good too because we don't know offensive line. You want to target the teams with a known problem at the offensive line. For instance, the Denver Broncos versus the Giants. The Giants' offensive line is abysmal. Expect 5 or 6 sacks.
Easy.
That's my pick this week is Denver, man. I can't get away from it. Every time I look at them, I just that's my defense that I'm probably gonna roll with the majority of my line.
Not that expensive.
Yep, and I also like the Patriots. I've talked a lot on this channel about the Patriots. Non-related news, but related news. They named captains of the Miami Dolphins, I read today, and Tua was not named a captain, which makes me really think that they do not like Tua very much in Miami Dolphins land. I know that's probably unrelated. Who knows? They probably had some established leaders before he was there. But it's pretty damn rare that a starting QB is not named one of your 5 captains of your team. Patriots seem to make life miserable on young QBs, and they're fully healthy. I think they're going to be low owned. I think they're going to cause some problems. Obviously, the chalk's going to be the 49ers. Panthers will be pretty chalky. And the Bears, you said?
No.
Okay.
I was agreeing 49 minutes or 49ers.
I'm also semi-interested in the Washington football team defense. That D line is insane, and I keep getting flashbacks to last year when I was super high on Justin Herbert, and the Patriots got a lot of pressure up the middle on him, and Herbert had like 3 interceptions, and it made me puke. And I'm scared that the Washington football team is going to get a lot of pressure on them too up the middle.
And about the Patriots, I forgot when you were talking about him. I'd be kind of weary though. I don't think Gilmore's playing. I think he's out.
Yeah.
So
Gilmore is the bigger name, but I think their other corner is better. He was higher listed on the NFL Top 100. J.C. Jackson, his coverage grade's better. So I don't know. Gilmore has the name, but I think the other corner is better than him. Anyway, any final words before we dig into kind of our trifecta lineup of the week?
I think that's about it, man. Covered everything. Yep. Just got to plug and pray.
We're about to plug and pray. What do you guys think about? We all liked Kyler. We all had different things. Let's make Kyler Murray our quarterback of the week on the plug and play. And I think we either go James. I think I'll let one of you guys pick the first running back. Do you guys want to go Robinson or Edmonds?
Yeah, I say we go Robinson.
Robinson. Okay. What other?
Andy called Kamara.
Kamara touchdown of the week, correct?
Yep.
I like that.
Kamara's in there. All right. I think tight end, we're just automatically going to throw Travis Kelce. He was a touchdown of the week for both of us. I can't get myself to pick Callaway. I'm sorry, BJ.
Tons of value for 5,000.
There's a lot of value down there, though, so you can get away with some stuff here.
So
what's Corey Davis at?
We'll throw Corey Davis, and we all liked Corey Davis. So we're sitting pretty right now. Who's our third receiver that we're liking down this price range?
What we at here, Paulie? What's our price at? We got
so we have 17,000 remaining, 5,600.
So got that defense. I say we pick our defense real quick.
Okay, we gotta go to the Broncos, right? We all agree with
I
that.
love the Broncos defense.
That'll give us a little space here.
So we got 6,400 to play with.
I think what's his name? Robbie Anderson.
We gotta get Justin Jefferson with your play of the week.
I love Jefferson, man.
Let's see if there's anybody down that low that we can fit in.
2 tight end stack. Dan Arnold, what's he at?
Dan Arnold will work. I think that we're gonna get somebody that can play. Prices just aren't correct yet.
Jamal.
Jamal's
I didn't even. Yeah, I like that a lot. Actually, I like Jamal.
Do you guys want to go Jamal?
Absolutely. That sounds good to me.
All right, we'll throw it in there. See what happens. I like that a lot, actually.
That's pretty right on the dot too.
Mm-hmm. So that's the plug and play of the week. Jamal Williams finishing it up. We're entering this bad boy. Great lineup, it says.
Yeah.
Right. I'm talking about
$1 million.
There's $1 million lineup, boys. Don't copy it.
I love it.
All right, digging in. So we're Xing out of that. DraftKings, I just want to go through this real quick, make a quick lineup. I got $5 in the account ready to go. We'll make it a little different. Looking at these QBs, there's a little bit different, $50,000 instead of the $60,000. You got a little less to play with, honestly. So I think
DraftKings for sure has their prices set to where Fanduel will eventually have theirs, like right off the rip.
So looking at this right off the bat, Fitzmagic's screaming our name, I think, on this one. 5,500.
Throw him in.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm not putting Gibson in.
Love a stack with McLaurin on that.
Yeah, I think we go McLaurin right off the bat, right? There's already rumors that Curtis Samuel's going to sit out. So there's our stack. Yeah, although we didn't really stack anybody on the Cardinals on our other one.
Kyler Murray, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the rushing upside on quarterbacks, man. Mm-hmm. There's been a couple weeks that has happened. It's just, I think it was a Lamar though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think about Joe Mixon?
Love it.
Love it.
You guys want to stack Joe Mixon and Dalvin Cook from the same game?
Yeah.
What we got here? Yeah.
We can go a little bit cheaper on the receivers. We'll go down to this. Is there anyone that's Sterling Shepard? Let's go for
Yep. I like that. What's Judy saying? Judy's real cheap, man. I was looking at him. He is so cheap.
But he draws a very hard matchup with Bradbury. The guy's a beast. We could double dip Cincinnati. I see T. Higgins there. I see Corey Davis there again. Which one are you guys feeling?
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis, yeah. Corey Davis is going to get the targets. I agree. He's going to see it no matter what.
So tight end, I don't think we're going to be able to get Kelsey here. Who's your guys' second favorite tight end?
I think you double stack Logan Thomas with Fitz and Mixon.
All right. Flex. Let's go ahead and pick our defense first, see what we have left. I still think we go Broncos. I think that's the safest play. We got 4,900 for this flex position.
Hawkinson's in at 4,900.
Tevin Coleman's there. He's going to be a starting running back.
Sonny Michel, man, that's who I was going to say earlier. Sonny Michel. I think he's a sneaky play for some pass catches.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Zach Moss, Chase Edmonds. Should we give Edmonds the chance here?
100%.
He's too cheap.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is cheap.
All right, boys, we did it.
Already left. Like.
So there's our DraftKings pick'em of the week. All right, boys. So
that's $10 million.
I'm gonna take one more look at the over/unders. So we got 52.5 for tonight's game. This probably won't get released till after tonight's game. Do you guys have any lineup single game entries for tonight?
Oh yeah.
I threw a 20 in there. See what I can do.
Who do you guys like in your MVP slot?
Tom Brady. And I stacked him with Gronkowski. I mean, Gronkowski just seems to show up in these big time games. And he's cheap.
What'd you do, B?
Man, I know everybody likes Tampa Bay, so I like this. Sometimes I like to go contrarian when I'm just throwing in like $10 or something like that usually. So I got one with Amari Cooper as the MVP, stacked with Dak. And I love Godwin tonight. I think Godwin is gonna eat. But I could see Amari Cooper really getting targeted heavy tonight. But, I mean, Ronald Jones, too. I was watching a video last night, and Bruce Arians loves him, man. Loves that guy.
He's cheap, too.
So, and he's cheap. He's cheaper than Fournette, and I bet he gets the bulk of the touches tonight, too.
And I made one lineup and went with Mike Evans as my MVP. I went Mike Evans, Tom Brady. I had like $4,500 left over. Mike Evans, Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Michael Gallup, and the field goal kicker for Tampa. That was kind of my lineup.
I like that.
I just tried to be unique. It's kind of like there's a million-something entries in this one, too.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Do you guys have any, final advice as I'm scrolling through our over-unders? Obviously, YouTube community, target these higher over-under games. The more scoring in the games, the more fantasy points your players will score, the more opportunities there are. I think I'm good. You guys have any final words?
Yeah. Week 1, go with your gut and shoot some darts. Try to be different. That's all I got.
Yeah. Plug and pray, man. Plug and pray for $1 million and go Browns.
Shoot for high upside, guys, because quite frankly, the research is not out for this year. So this is all shooting darts and praying, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. Appreciate you coming on. The daily fantasy or daily football perspective. Holy crap. Appreciate it. Till next week. Our research will be dialed in a little bit better next week, and we'll get you guys, we'll deep dive it and see what's going on. Hope you all have a great day. Hit that subscribe button. You guys have a YouTube for me or what?
YouTube!
Peace out, guys. Hit that like button.